There have been many traditional ways to celebrate Christmas. With songs, with gifts, with family and friends. There's a new way. Ho, 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 Ernest. Ernest P. Worrell. Who's back? Know what I mean? Back to save Santa.
Santa's in the slammer.
Look at those beady, twinkling eyes.
Back to save Christmas. Back to save base.
You're dead meat.
That's life for you.
Isn't she a doll?
Ernest P. Worrell.
Mr. Fun Guy.
In the mission they said couldn't be done.
On Comet, on Cupid, on Donder.
In the movie they said shouldn't be done.
You guys say you have a problem with reindeer?
Trim the tree. Light the candles. Deck the halls. And hit the deck. Cause Ernest P. Worrell's coming to town. And he's coming
With colorful colors and festively wrapped packages. Hair breaks.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yes, this is Chip Cod Roach, and yes, I am redoing the review for Ernest Saves Christmas. So I will ask the audience, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Is it this one, or do you have another one in mind? Let me know right after this.
Hey, Kate Vern, I assume you are here for the fiesta. Yes, Vern, a couple of close personal amigos and myself are celebrating the fact that Sprite tastes better than 7-Up, because only Sprite has that great lemon taste. Know what I mean? Comprendo? Let the fiesta begin. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, oh, 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 oh.
This is Chip Cod Roach, and I really hope you enjoyed that Ernest commercial. The commercial is better than the first one I got. I did enjoy the piñata, and then the injury, just by going through all that trouble just to explain that Sprite is better than 7-Up. I like 7-Up better. And they are not the same. So anyway, that was a debate when the camera was off, apparently. Well, it's still a debate. You know what? Comment on that. Is 7-Up and Sprite the same? Is Starry the same?
Starry.
It would help if I said it right. This shows how much I know about these poison drinks. So, getting back to it, this is Ernest Saves Christmas, and yes,
Again.
I know that I did this once, but I think I butchered the first one. So, anyways, going back to this. So, yes, this is starring the legendary Jim Varney.
Who?
Apparently, he does need an introduction. Yes, he was in several Ernest movies, Ernest commercials, Hey Vern, It's Ernest, which was a TV show. And then he was in, he was Slink from Toy Story. He was the voice, wasn't the actual dog. And he was in Beverly Hillbillies, and he may have done a couple other things as well. But unfortunately, he had lung cancer, so he passed away at the age of 50. And I think he was actually filming another Ernest movie when he did pass away. So that was obviously a very tough loss. And this also, it was. I was very sad. And this. Okay, so apparently I was wrong about Jim Varney. Apparently, in the last video, I just found out he did not go to college. He did. I think he went to high school, and then when he was 17, he was performing in nightclubs. And he was playing Ebenezer Scrooge in A Christmas Carol. And then
I like that movie.
Well, he was doing the plays. And then
I don't care about the plays. I like the movie.
And then he met John Cherry, and that's when they both kind of created Ernest. And they called him, turning him into a cash cow. So he did commercials and so on and so forth. You know the rest.
He's a moron?
I don't think he was a moron. I think,
Ernest is a moron.
well, okay, fine. Ernest is, but he's a funny moron. We like Ernest. He's
Yes, like
likable.
you.
You're hilarious.
I know.
So Douglas Seal does co-star in this. We know him because he was the voice of the Sultan from Aladdin.
No and no.
That's right. You did not see Aladdin.
Not all of it.
This also stars Oliver Clark, who is a Buffalo native.
Who?
I don't really know so much about him. He was in a lot of stuff I never actually heard of. He co-starred on some show called Ed. I've heard of it. I just never saw it. He actually plays.
He's from our hometown, huh?
Yes, he is. He plays the character of Joseph Carruthers, who is a Mr. Rogers type of TV personality, and Santa Claus, played by Douglas Seal, is looking for a replacement because Douglas Seal is obviously in the movie is 151 years old. The magic is fading, and it's time to pass along the torch, and he decided to pick Joseph Carruthers. So there's a little bit of there's some bumps along the way, and I'll get to that in a minute. This also stars Noelle Parker. I don't think anybody's heard of her. She was in some Amy Fisher movie. I think it was a made-for-TV movie in 1991. That's the only thing that I really saw that she was in. I actually thought she was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but she was not. It's somebody that does look like her a little bit. And I always butcher this person's name. Well, Billy Burge is in this. He plays Bobby.
How do you butcher Billy Bird?
No, the wrong guy. The guy that plays Chuck. I always butcher his. It's Galliard Sartin. And he played the Big Bopper in the Buddy Holly story.
Never heard of it.
He also played Officer Bimbo in Hollywood Nights. Which
Never
is a
heard of
movie
it.
I do recommend because it is very funny, and they play a lot of pranks on Officer Bimbo. He plays a similar part in this. He's kind of he's kind of
A bimbo?
Yeah, he is kind of like that. Yeah. They both play the flight crew people, Chuck and Bobby. And they are also in Ernest Goes to Camp. And they are also, well, Bobby is in Ernest Scared Stupid, but they have another character, I think, or another actor playing Chuck, which I thought was kind of ridiculous, because I actually like the actor that does play Chuck. So the story to this, like I said, Santa Claus is looking for a replacement. It's Joseph Carruthers. Santa, unfortunately, finds a taxi cab driver named Ernest. It was the right person to drive him and the wrong person to drive him as well. They pick up Harmony Star, which is played by Noelle Parker. So she's along for the ride. She's a runaway. She's kind of a thief.
Like you.
I am not a thief. What did I steal? As a thief. So they try to. So then Santa tries to find Joseph Carruthers. He's about to approach him, but one of these slippery eel Hollywood agents decides to step in and give Joseph Carruthers a deal that he can't refuse because Santa can't spit the words out that he wants him to be Santa Claus. He takes too long, and the agent steals him. Hollywood at its best. So, along the way, they don't know where this old guy goes to, so they decide, so then the agent says he'll take care of everything, so he ends up sending Santa to jail. So, how does he get out? Well, this is the last part I will give away before the clip. Ernest turns into Aster Clement, just because I may not be able to show the clip. If you don't know who Aster Clement is, you can look up Ernest skits on YouTube, or you can buy one of the DVDs. There's actually a special feature where you can see his commercials and his Aster Clement skit, which, by the way, is really, really funny. So they end up getting Santa out of jail because Aster Clement in this movie is a government official. So he was able to get him out by tricking the police. So you will also see Ernest as an old lady in this movie as well, the famous old lady skit that he does from time to time. So I will show the first clip of Ernest picking up Santa Claus in his taxi cab.
That centerpiece that all mankind gathers around to share the cranberry sauce shaped like a cane. Whoa, little pretty.
So this is the opening scene here. He's got Santa Claus in the taxi, and like I said, we are at a very strict 6-second limit. So we did miss the part where the tree falls off the truck and Ernest...
No, I got that.
Oh, you did get that. Okay. Well, we didn't get where Ernest is using his emergency signals, always in an emergency situation, as he's backing up his car into upcoming traffic, probably on the 75. So... so that is not the place you want to do that. Believe me, we live there now. So, so this is one of my favorite parts of the movie when he is trying to get this tree, and then he just throws it in the taxi cab right on Santa's lap. So this is kind of a skinny Santa Claus now that I'm thinking of this, but he still plays the part very, very well. Well, now we will meet Chuck and Bobby as they are trying to pronounce a box delivered at the airport. So I will get to that in just a second.
Hold for pickup by, what is that, M? All right. M.
Okay, well, this is Chuck and Bobby, the airport workers, and Chuck is making a big deal about how they have to work on Christmas Eve because apparently Chuck says that they do the job correctly. I think it's because they're the low men on the totem pole, to be honest with you. But that's what they think. They're supposedly important. So they're trying to pronounce the word elves. And they keep saying it's elms, and then, of course, Chuck says it's French, and then his eyes go back and forth when he hears something in the box. So, unfortunately, we couldn't get that. So, we will now meet Harmony Starr as she is doing a dine-and dash. And it's unfortunately to a local mom-and-pop shop. It is unfortunately not Denny's, or Applebee's, for that matter. So I will show you that scene in just a second.
I mean, Uncle, he's making me work in that restaurant like a slave. He keeps me locked up in the basement with...
Well, this is Harmony Starr. So she's pretty much lying when she gets in the taxi cab. I'm sure Santa already knows this, unless his magic is wearing out. So this is maybe 15 minutes into the movie, and I pretty much caught myself laughing right from the get-go. So I know this is an Ernest movie. This is also a Christmas movie, but so far I have to say it is pretty entertaining. And yes, I'm going to keep yakking away because I do happen to enjoy this Christmas movie so far. So we will meet Joe Carruthers, who is I guess you could say an out-of-shape, bearded Mr. Rogers. So I will get to that scene right after Alexa turns off the lights.
It's the Ice Age.
Well, I'm about to do something useful. So there's So this is the clip of Joe Carruthers, and I'm not sure if we got any of it, but Santa Claus is hitting on the what do you call her? The
Receptionist?
Lady, the receptionist, whatever she is.
What school did you go to?
Well, I don't know what her title is in this. It could be something different.
What school did you go to?
I don't know, some other school. So
Obviously.
So I don't know if she was a receptionist or what. But it seems like that Santa Claus is hitting on her and he has a crush. Now, our question is, which they don't answer, I believe, in this movie, when he passes Santa Claus onto Joe Carruthers, hopefully he gets to that without the agent stepping in. Since he is 151 years old, does the guy pass away or does he live forever? I don't think they ever really answer that. But I would like to know. Maybe I will call John Cherry and find out. He is the guy who did direct this. So, now we will go to the next clip where Ernest goes to Vern's house. And I am sure Vern, the very understanding human being that he is, I'm sure will let Ernest in with open arms.
And how's this you being useful?
It just is, because I'm explaining what's going on.
Yeah, okay.
Ho, 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 Vern. Very
I thought you said this Vern was a friend of yours.
No, Vern's just like that. He'll do anything for a laugh. Come on. It's Santa's little party helper. This is Harmony. You know, kind of a father image kind of thing. As the twig is bent, so grows the tree. Yeah, that on the hole.
So this is the part with Vern, as I just got called a nice name. That's a pet name, I promise. So, obviously Vern just slams the door, and then Ernest just sort of lets him in with his tree, and then decides to try the party punch just by tipping the bowl into his mouth. So now it's pretty much contaminated with Ernest amoebas. So this part made me laugh as well, because I did just kind of like how this kind of tied into the famous Ernest commercials with Vern. So I think this is the first Ernest movie that actually did the whole Vern thing, but I could be wrong on that. So we will get to the next part where Santa Claus is actually getting arrested by Florida's finest.
Disappointed. Officer, go to the vent. Go.
Oh, do you really think that was necessary? He seemed so harmless. And in a strange way, sincere.
Come on. He's obviously disoriented, a transient, walking around with play money in his pocket, pretending to be Santa Claus.
Is that who he thinks he is?
His real name is Santos.
Oh, that's so nice. So this is Santa Claus getting arrested. So we will find out how exactly he gets, how he gets out of this one. How does he get out of jail? And in the background, that is Marty Brock. He is played by an actor named Robert Lesser, who was in The Relic, and he had a quick cameo appearance in Die Hard when he helps John McClane deal with his fear of flying. So in this, obviously, he plays the, I guess you want to say, antagonist. I
Douchebag.
think he's more of a nuisance than anything else. Or what you just said is fine.
What did I just say?
You called him a jerk.
No, I didn't.
So we will see what Ernest is actually at his house. And I was wrong the first time. There is no contraption in his house. But he does tend to do the typical Ernest injury. And I will show you that in just a second. Alexa, turn off all the lights.
Okay.
Lots of butter behind it.
So this is the typical Ernest injury. He did something similar in Ernest Goes to Camp. Only in that movie he cut himself with a knife, which is that's a pretty understandable thing. Like, that can happen. This one, he was just being downright clumsy, putting his hands right on the burner. Ooh, that hurts. So then he obviously put butter on them to cool them down. So now we will show the part where Esther Clement comes into play and they get Santa out of jail. But how do they do that? We will find out in just a second.
The padded party.
I think from the Herbert to have to see this.
Oh, don't tell him. The governor would make a throw rug out of this chest hair. Move it, Pops.
Hey, see you, Santa.
That's good. Well, this is Esther Clement. He's actually, believe it or not, he's funnier on the actual skits. But this wasn't bad. this is showing Jim Varney's skill at playing other parts besides Ernest. And I know he does get laughed at. People think he's an idiot, but there is a talent here. There is a talent here. I mean, I think that some actors today don't do the whole Shakespearean thing or do plays, because he can play multiple characters, where a lot of actors today don't, or they whine if they have to do it to some other characters, or some of them are just Ben Affleck and just are boring all the time. So that's why I call today's Hollywood generation boring. So now we get to see Jim Varney as an old lady. Oh, another character that he plays. Multi-talented, I see. Okay, well, I will show you that clip in just a second.
These steps might as well be Mount Everest. Who wouldn't even pick up his own mother at the airport. I'm only glad his father never lived to see the day when his son would treat his own mother this way. Me, a lonely old woman forced to...
So this is Ernest as an old lady trying to pretend to be Marty Brock's mother. And he pretty much calls Marty Brock a rotten son right to the receptionist. So...
Oh, so you know what she was called, huh?
Well, yeah, that's clearly a receptionist. And she knew exactly who he was talking about, so obviously she gave him up, so they know where to find the great and pesty Marty Brock, who is with Joseph Carruthers. So he is actually working on his deal now to get Santa's sleigh off the ground and get the deal rolling. Well, let's find out what happens.
Great. It's great. Look, before we sign, I need to go over a few problems I have with the script.
Problems?
Can't we do something about the violence and the bad language?
Who do you think you are? You can't sit there and dictate changes to me. And also...
Figure out where I... Oh, I thought I said that. So this is Joe Carruthers here, trying to get the deal done. So obviously he wants the violence and the language taken out of this horror movie. Yeah, that's not really going to go well when this director looks like he has a very limited vocabulary. So obviously they pretty much tell him that he was on a chump kid show and that he can't make demands. So obviously this meeting isn't really going really good so far. So, well, now you're probably wondering, where is Santa through all this and what's going on? Well, Ernest is in the sleigh, so I get to show you that in just a second. Alexa, turn off all the lights.
Now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder, Squeaky, Squeamish, Dopey, Grumpy, Blister. Yeah, that's good.
Well, this is Ernest here. As you can see, all he has to do is name all the reindeer, and I do believe that all of them are nicely, largely written right on the sleigh. On each button has their names. And somehow he named all of the 7 dwarfs. But he is in Orlando, Florida, so he is in the right spot for that. So he's on a wild ride with the elves, and let me tell you, the elves make me laugh too. I actually think that they are hilarious. They actually want to kill Ernest because he is driving like a maniac on the sleigh. So now I will, Joe Carruthers has, I guess, woken up now, so we will see him in his meeting of doom with his agent who has no moral principles, and also the director and Mr. Coke bottle glasses producer man with the he could be the director's lawyer for all I know. So we will get to that scene in just a second. so apparently Joe Carruthers here looked out the window and saw Santa's sleigh, and he pretty much told the Hollywood producers to pretty much shove it. So, in a nice way. He just kind of just picked up and ran his jolly self down the stairs. So, I will just show one more clip of the wild ride that Ernest has driving the sleigh. So I will get to that to the last clip in just a second.
Later, hose and razor ears. We're gonna drop under their radar. Oh, Merry Christmas.
Well, this is the last clip. I just wanted to show a little bit more of Ernest with the elves. Because, yes, for some reason this part does make me laugh a lot. Just because Ernest is driving the sleigh with two really grumpy elves in the back seat. I wonder if they have pooped their pants. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. They're probably scared to death. Look who's driving the sleigh. So with this being the final clip, I will now do my review and to inform everybody that our little friends Siskel and Wide Ebert did not review this movie. I can only imagine why. Ebert was on his McDonald's or Wendy's vacation, and Siskel was going to serious camp, where he can get less of a sense of humor. I wouldn't doubt if that's where he was during the filming or during the showing of this. So no, they did not review it, so I will do it. So I honestly really did enjoy this movie. The reason
We
why...
heard.
What?
Nothing.
I didn't hear what you said.
I
So-
said we heard.
Yes, but I didn't really explain it well. Ernest Scared Stupid I did give a little bit below the grading point because the kids ruined it for me in that movie. This movie, I thought the girl was fine. She was a pain. She stole Santa's sack, but she didn't really. But she wasn't overly obnoxious. So
She's not you.
no. So the actors in this movie I really didn't mind. Obviously Robert Lesser playing the agent was a little bit iffy, but whatever. What are you gonna do? But Chuck and Bobby were kind of funny. The Santa I think he was casted well. The receptionist that he had the hots for, she was casted fine. You see her later on in Home Alone. And yeah, she is. She was in the airport. When Kevin's mom was looking to get bumped. So anyways, and obviously Jim Varney playing Ernest is always funny. But then the co-stars with him, Joseph Carruthers, I think was played by Oliver Clark. I think that was okay. So honestly, if I had to grade this movie, I would probably give this a B+. It was entertaining, it was funny, and it did have the whole Christmas theme. It was in Orlando, Florida, so there was a scene of snow. The one guy did get snow for Christmas in Orlando. That would drive me nuts. But other than that, I do recommend this movie.
Yes, that's where we moved 1,200 miles
Yes.
to get away from it.
And do you know if this is on the Disney streaming service, since Disney does own Hollywood Studios?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Or else just do what I do, which is, pick it up on eBay, or a flea market, or a garage sale.
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know. That's how I'm told that I talk when I do these reviews.
And who says that?
Just a little birdie said that that's how I sound. Or you can even do what I think me and my brother did. I think we actually bought all of these on Amazon years ago, like many moons ago, where I think we got 10 of them for like $5. But yeah, good luck with that now. So Yes, I do really recommend this for the holiday season. And what is your favorite Christmas movie?
What's my favorite Christmas movie?
Well, you told me it was Christmas Carol, but we're very unclear on the year.
I don't know the year. I know I have the 1984 version, but I think it's the one before that I like better. I don't know. I have to watch it. I have to figure out what year it is and watch it.
So it is some version of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah, just not your version.
I have several of them. I like the original, but yes, she's talking about Muppet Christmas Carol. That is on my list for favorite Christmas movies. It's not my absolute favorite. My absolute favorite would either be Miracle on 34th Street, the original, or Christmas Vacation. It's one of those two.
It's neither for me. Mine's A Christmas Carol. Hence, I didn't see either one of them ones until I met you.
Oh. And did you like Christmas Vacation?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know which one that was.
Oh.
Was that the amusement park one?
That was regular Vacation. Christmas
Then
Vacation
no.
is when they're at Clark Griswold's house.
Then no.
Okay. Well, obviously that's one we will have to watch.
Well, I will tell you right now what movie we will not be reviewing.
The new Miracle on 34th Street.
No.
Oh, but Muppets Christmas Carol has to be on the list.
That is the number one we're not doing.
Why not? All right, but please let me know what everybody's favorite Christmas movie is, and let me know what you think about Ernest Saves Christmas, because I'm sure there's a lot of mixed reviews. I pretty much heard today that it is a terrible movie, and they were shocked when it said that it reached a profit. Yes, this did make $28 million at the box office with the $6 million budget. It did well. So, yes, please comment below, subscribe if you want, and thank you very much for watching.